What is up, guys? Joseph Scalise here. It is the Noble Gwentry, and we are on deck of the week. And this week we are breaking down Smoone's 3.8k MMR full test combo list, you could call this. It is a very interesting build that makes a lot of use of some cool Northern Realms mechanics and really goes all out on a lot of different cards in a lot of different ways, and it is very interesting. So the core of the deck, right, we're running Fultist, so he's 5 strength now with the new update. He boosts all loyal bronze and silver units in your hand and deck by 1. That is pretty powerful in and of itself. Really good opening play. And then from there, you're going to have a lot of interesting bronze units that are just value cards, and then some silvers that build the deck together, and the gold. So we'll start out with the bronzes. We will look at them, go to the silvers, and then go to the golds. And starting out, we have Temerian infantrymen. They are 3 strength. When you play one, the other ones come out of your deck. So with Fultist, these guys are 4s. You can also buff them up with Dandelion if you want to go crazy, and these guys can get huge. But for the most part, they're just a 12-point swing. They're also deck thinning, which is very powerful. You also have Cadwenny Siege Supports, which is quickly becoming one of the staple bronzes, not just for Northern Realms, but one of the best bronzes in the game. 4 strength, boost each ally by 1 when it comes onto your side, and it gets an armor. So it's kind of like a 2-point buff. You only get 1 point, but the extra armor does matter. And then if it's a machine, it's 2 strength and 2 armor, and it has crewmen 1. So for those of you that don't know, as you can see there, crewmen is when a unit with the fresh crew ability is put next to this unit, that ability triggers again. So this is crewman 1. When you play a machine next to this, it triggers again. Now, this deck only has 1 machine, but it's a pretty good one. That is Reinforced Ballista. So 6 strength, just got the new buff from the patch. And deploy, you damage an enemy by 2 and you ignore armor, which is cool. So you only hit the unit through its armor, and it has fresh crew. You do it again. So if you have a Reinforced Ballista and you've got a Siege Support, you play the Ballista. This gets buffed twice, so this becomes an 8 strength bronze with 2 armor, and you get to do 4 damage, and that is very powerful. That's basically a Triss, and it's on a bronze unit. You get to run 3 of them. Very, very nice utility. And then double Redanian Knight Elect. This is just a value card. I've talked about this card in the past with my Henselt decks. I really, really like this card. 5 strength, 2 armor. If this unit has armor at the start of your turn, you boost the units next to it by 1. It's just one of those value trades. It's a good way to dodge weather. You can do a lot with the Knight Elect. I really, really like this card. You also have 2 Blue Stripe Scouts. This is just anti-weather tech. 6 strength, 2 armor. You clear weather from the row, but it also has crewman 1, which is important. That crewman ability on a clear weather effect is very nice. And then the final bronze units are just Reaver Scouts. You choose a bronze ally and you play a copy of it from your deck. So you can get extra siege supports. You can get that double Knight Elect. You can also just pull more Reinforced Ballistas. Reaver Scout is a small card, but it has a lot of utility. Very, very strong in Northern Realms. So that's the bronze package. Now the silver package is kind of the core of the deck. So the silver package, you are running Reinforcement, play a bronze or silver unit from your deck, and you shuffle the others back. It's basically the unit version of Nature's Gift. Very, very strong. And what you want to be getting with this a lot of the time, there's going to be a lot of tech cards, but mainly Death Mold is a great target. He is the mage. Just 3 strength, but you get Torrential Rain, Clear Skies, or Alzur's Thunder. That is fantastic. He's removal. He helps you clear weather when you need it, and that rain can come in handy and wear people down in round 3. Or you can also get the Witchers. So for those of you that aren't familiar with the Witchers are basically the neutral version of the Crones. So they are 5, 5, and 7 as opposed to 6, 6, and 8. So they're a little weaker than the Crones, but when you play one, you get the other 2 from your deck. Now, they're 17 points of tempo, and that's pretty strong. But the real reason they are here is because you are running Dandelion. Now, Dandelion is one of my favorite golds in the game. He is a 8 strength gold, and he boosts up to 3 bronze or silver units in your deck by 3. So you play him, you go through your deck. I'm going to buff up the 3 Witchers, and all of a sudden, this 17-point swing becomes 26. that is unreal. You can also do things where you play Dandelion, you go through your deck and you buff up the infantrymen as well. Very, very strong card in combination with the Witchers. Even if you don't buff up the Witchers, they are still 17 points of tempo, which in and of itself is very powerful. And then the last silver in the deck is Thaler, which is just your card draw for Northern Realms. The fact that he draws 2, you keep one and put the other back, just makes him very, very strong. And then rounding out the deck, we already talked about Dandelion, a lot of versatility, but you can also use Dandelion twice. This deck also runs Renew, so you resurrect a gold unit from either graveyard. Now, this card, I think, is flying under the radar right now. I think this card has a ton of potential and will eventually be one of the best gold cards in the game. The fact that you can use this on Ciri, you can use this on Tibor, you can use this on Caretaker. There's so many uses for it in addition to your own combos with Dandelion or Felipe and Roach. Being able to renew anything, that versatility is very, very strong. So this card is basically a second Dandelion most of the time, but you can do other things with it. And then the final 2 gold cards, Felipe Eilhart, she is the starter for Northern Realms and just fantastic. She's 1 strength, but she does 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 damage. Really good tempo swing, really good removal. Has a lot of uses in round 3 and round 1. And then finally, we have Vernon Roche. Damage enemy by 3. If it was destroyed, you spawn a 3-strength Blue Strikes Commando on your row. And if you kill it, you get to do it again. So this thing, I've talked about him in the past. He's an 18-point swing a lot of the time. Has a lot of utility. Can also bring units down in health if you need to do that. There's a lot of uses for him as well. So this is the deck. It is a tempo deck with a combo built in and a lot of very powerful tools. So we're going to jump out of this, and I will see you guys on the ladder. All right, guys, we are here with game number 1. Playing a little bit of Northern Realms today. I'm really excited. This deck is really cool. Really, really cool. It's also a lot of fun, which counts for something as well.
Onward! Attack!
We got Dagon. Most people, this is weird. You don't see a lot of Foglets these days. Could be running Consume, though. A lot of people have been playing Consume cards. So, unfortunately, we have 3 Temerian Infantry, which all need to be mulliganed. And we have Lambert. We could keep him if we want to do the Witcher route. Let's mulligan the 2 of the infantry first, see what we get. Ugh, God, alright, we have to mull Eskel there. The problem, so we're going to lead with Foltest, as is customary with this deck. One of the things about this deck, you just got to remember to Foltest. Like, it's so easy to forget. It is a little bit of a tempo loss.
Crush those vermin!
Like, but the thing is right now the first round is so important in the meta that, like, our opponent's just not going to pass off this, right? So we have an interesting play here with Dandelion. We're going to play Dandelion. It gets us to 13. We can buff 2 of the Witchers. So Dandelion is 3 cards by 3. So we can buff 2 of the Witchers, and then we can also buff 1 of the infantrymen to go really big in this round, which is really nice. So we'll put Dandelion in the back row.
The quill is mightier than the sword.
We're going to hit 1 of the infantrymen, Eskel and Vesemir. So now these Witchers are just out of control. The infantrymen are going to be really big as well, which is really nice. We do want to push the round, so we're going to do the siege support first.
Salutations.
We're also going to stack all of our guys into 1 row. The reason we're doing that is because we want to be able to get use out of the Blue Stripe Scout. And if you play the fog effect, like... Okay, so we actually don't need to commit to this row. Like, we don't have any siege units in our hand, so that doesn't matter. I think it's better just to play the infantrymen in the back row. It's probably what we want to do. We could also play the siege support here.
Salutations.
I don't mind this either, because if he tries to go fog again, then we can Blue Stripe Scout the bottom row. But he also loses value because the fog doesn't bring back his... Ooh, he's playing his Iris. Fortunately for us, he should have played Iris here. That was a misplay because it gets buffed by the siege supports. So Iris buffs all of the units by 3. I guess if he has Alzur's Thunder, maybe he could do that. Is that really that big of a deal, though? That's the question. It might be better just to play the Blue Stripe Scout now to try to prevent Iris value. But the only way he actually can get value out of Iris is if he has exactly a Alzur's Thunder. So I think it's better just to do this. We want to thin our deck anyway.
Come to Pappy. I don't
want to die. This is going to be an insane swing. Look at that. That is so nice. And we also have some extra combos we can do with what we've got going on in our deck. His carryover is going to be pretty good. He's got the Harpy Eggs and he's got the Earth Elementals. Yeah, that's fine. We will play the Redanian Knight Elect. We're going to do it here. Play around.
Best give up now!
Igni, should he have it. If we play it here and then these get buffed, they'll eventually hit 9, and that's not good. But we do want to row stack because of the Blue Stripe Scout. We also can and are going to, at some point, make use. So he's going to use this as his trump card. The question is, I think we want to play the Reaver Scout.
You one of us or not?
And we will go, do we want to get a siege support or another elect? I think we get another siege support.
What do you want?
Also, the row stacking here isn't that bad because we're not that susceptible to weather. We want to make him burn some more cards. I want to pass with him down in value. That may not happen. So Kieran there is fine. I think Death Mold's actually better here. It gets rid of the Foglets, which is a huge swing. And it lets us sit back on our Blue Stripe Scout should we need it. Yeah, the Hag is fine. There's not much we could have done about playing around that. And there's armor, so... the question is, do we want to play the Witchers? The Witchers are going to win us the round, and he's gone pretty hard into the round. I think Reinforcement might be better, though. Just to see what other cards he has. He's probably going to kill Iris, though. So we do have to think about that. If he kills Iris... So let's say he kills Iris. His carryover is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are 4 each, so 14. We can instantly take it with the Witchers if we want to. Or we can keep pushing this round. If we get one more card out of him, it's not the end of the world. Alright, we'll get one more card out of him. We'll Reaver Scout here into an Elect.
I told you so, you idiot.
And we'll put it here.
Best give up now!
This way it's going to force him to go down one more card. And then we can evaluate how much our Witchers are going to be. So this is... Lambert is a 6. We also have Eskel being a 6. And then Vasimir is a 7, 8, 11. So that is... Oh, he passed. Wow. So he didn't have a way to finish off Iris. That's really, really good for us. Obviously, we want the Witchers in the last round. That is the goal. So hopefully we can get a Renew and go crazy with Dandelion. His carryover is really good. We're probably just going to dry pass here. I did not know that's how Iris worked. Oh, we got the Renew. That is really nice. We are going to pass immediately. We're going to save the Blue Stripe Scout because it's very strong in the last round. And we don't want to risk drawing the Witchers. We're passing here. It gives us card advantage, so we can play the Witchers last, and it stops this nonsense. The fact that's how the priority on Iris works makes me really like that. That is insanely powerful. And we are going to keep Vernon Roche. He has a lot of small minions or units running around. I say minions, I say units. You guys know what I'm talking about. So he hasn't played any gold cards yet, I don't believe. Okay, so Harpy is pretty good for Roche. We want to save the blue striped scouts for foglets. Let's go to the graveyard. He hasn't played any gold. Oh, he's played Karen. Ooh, Karen there is a pretty nice one as well. But we're gonna Dandelion. It's way more value. We're just gonna lead with Vernon.
The north, to marry.
Death to the enemy! Death to the enemy!
I think this is fine. Just in case he's playing any consume cards or anything. I don't want to deal with that. And it makes our Philippa better. Yep. So we'll do 5, and then just Philippa will go crazy on that board.
You do not deserve to live!
It doesn't really matter where we stack our units because, God, Philippa is so good. It doesn't matter where we stack our units here because we're going to Dandelion. That's fine. We want the Dandelion.
Got a bad feeling about this.
This, I mean, this is the combo, right? Like, we just went off. I guess it doesn't matter what our last card we buff is. We'll buff a blue stripes. Okay, so this one is gotta be over. We'll play blue stripes scout. Even if he can get fog back, it doesn't matter. And he forfeited to that. So we didn't even get to play our super witchers, but he had no chance. So that is that's a game in the books, and this deck is really strong, and it is a lot of fun to play. I'll see you guys for game number 2. All right, guys, we're back for game number 2. Feels good. Playing Northern.
We do
Realms.
what must be done.
Crush those
I
vermin!
keep wanting to play without the background sound. I think it's a little loud on the videos, but the game feels so weird without it, I guess, is the question. So, mulligan-wise, we want to get rid of one of the
and learn.
Witchers. But,
Too fast for you, Dwan.
okay, so he's playing mulligan, as you can hear behind the screen. I think Blue Stripe Scout is good. Reinforced Ballista is good. I really like all of this, but we want to look for some of our golds if we can get them. So we'll start by mulliganing one of the Witchers. We'll get rid of Vesemir. Vernon. We can use Reinforcement to go get the Witchers later on, too, if we want to. So I want to mulligan Lambert. Thaler's fine, and everything else looks good. I guess we could try to get rid of a siege support because we have... I guess we'll get rid of an elect. That's a card we'll get rid of. Alright, so we went triple on the support. Whoa, he had all 3. It's pretty nice. So we'll start out with full test. That might get a pass from our opponent. Yeah, that's pretty good. But we can win this in one shot because of Vernon. Vernon's really, really good against the mulligan opening. Right, like he can't just pass here, which is really nice.
Ryan!
Okay, so we know he has double Vanguard in hand. We'll start with a siege support. We'll put it in the middle row, I guess.
Salutations. Blood and neck ends.
Okay, so he's just trying to go big here. That's fine.
We shall drive the ape men into the sea!
So we don't have Dandelion, but we do have this, which is pretty good. We play a second one of these. Vernon Roche is giving us 2 5s, which is 10, 16. So that's going to put us, yeah, that'll put us over the limit.
Trouble approaches.
16, so that'll be 32. He's -6, so we'll tie.
Your vet will avenge us, Dwan.
That is really annoying. We could death mold that. It's probably worth it. There's like... I really wish Vernon damaged things that weren't enemies. Yeah, we can death mold.
Your will be done, sire.
This will at least make him work a little bit. If he wants to use another trapper, that's fine. I think the trappers have gotten really good. I really do. And we'll just stick a siege support here.
Uh-oh. Trouble approaches.
Because this isn't going to kill us, right? It's just going to hit us for 6, which is fine. Like, triple...
I kneel before no one. We do what must
Triple
be
siege
done.
support is insane, especially combined with what we're about to do. So the way, this is a good kind of breakdown on the machine archetype, the way fresh crew works here. So we're going to play the ballista. Doesn't really matter what we want to do damage to here. I guess we want to hit... I mean, we just don't want to hit the 3s because we're going to kill 2 of them anyway. So we got to do this 3 times because we have double fresh crew, which is really nice. And then this gets buffed. We want our opponent to use some of his bigger cards. So he hit all 3 trappers. That's kind of annoying. I don't think there's a way we can stop this from going off, so it's better just to do this.
Long live, etc., etc.
We only lose one of our siege supports. That's fine. Wow, this guy's really pushing for round 1. I wonder why. He's pretty scared about losing this round, which makes me want to Vernon. If we Vernon here and kill 2 of these, we get 6, 10, 14 minus plus 6, so 20-point swing. We go to 48, basically, so we're within 20. That's still too big. It might be better just to Thaler here. That'll force a pass. The problem is our round 2 is really going to be pushed. Maybe it's better to play Vernon and then we can get the Witchers out. Because the Witchers are going to be 20. We'll be within 20. It's not good enough. No, because of the siege support. It is. This is actually a good play.
Period. That's what matters.
Death to the enemy!
I don't know why he wants this round so
Death
badly.
to the enemy!
It's better to make sure he can't get it. At least pressure him a little bit. Also, that allows us to leverage Thaler in the last round. We still have our Temerian infantry as well in the deck, so if we draw those, we still have something we can do with Dandelion, which is really nice.
You talked enough.
Alright, fine. That's going to be a pass. Which means we want a Thaler.
Who takes an interest in cobblers?
Well,
No
we'll
one.
take Vesemir. So, renew at some point. We still got to hit a card, which is fine. I mean, if he dry passes, he dry passes. But if we get renew, we can also renew Igni at some point in this game because his vanguards are going to be quite big. We don't need 2 blue striped scouts. We're still looking for... But these are bigger than the vanguard, so we'll probably just get rid of the vanguard. Because these are still crewmen. Yeah, crewmen. Which
We were
matters.
not the ones to
that
start
sucks.
this war.
So we'll just play one of these because it's the least impact, or the least value.
Bloody non-humans.
I'd be surprised if he plays any cards here, especially if you lead with the Aven. If you lead with the Aven, it's pretty unlikely that you're going to try to go in on the round. Yep. So he just wanted to be able to go last, which is actually pretty bad for us. I think Renew is what we want. We're going to play the Witchers last if we don't have Renew. If we have Renew, we can set up Igni. Okay, this puts us in a really awkward position because if we mulligan this and we get one of the Witchers, like, we just lose the game pretty much on the spot. But at the same time, like, we need a better hand than this to win. Ah, we got Renew. Whew, that was a good one. So we will lead with... This is almost assuredly going to get us the infantry. So I think we just lead with a blue striped scout. We can always get a second one
Regroup!
if we really want one. I just want to do that so we can set up reinforced ballista.
At last.
Ooh, that's not good. That's really bad. That is horrendous. Okay. Whew, we made it out of that okay. I guess we'll just play the Vanguard. Want to play it here? He's already used Igni, so there's no reason
I
not
was
to do
hoping
this.
you'd say that.
Vriad!
this plays around like if our opponent's running like Ragnarok or something. We'll just do this. We'll put it here. It doesn't matter as long as it's next to the commando. Of course, if he's running Renew, we just got blown out.
Use my gratitude.
Oh my god, he is running Renew. Oh, he's running Scorch. Wow.
I don't want to die.
So that we played into that no matter what. Why is he running Scorch?
The
in a
time
deck
of the
that
white frost and
makes
white
big
light
minions?
is nigh.
Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, I guess we do this.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Alright, we'll Felipe here.
Your tricks will not save you, Dwan.
I guess we do the Witcher, since we can't play them last anyway.
Tomfoolery! Enough!
And if he plays anything into those bottom two rows that's big, we have a
I
chance.
was hoping you'd say
Nice.
that.
So we are losing a little bit of value here. But we do get him for 14. Maybe that's enough. It probably isn't. We still... His
Your
Scorch...
tricks will
oh,
not
he has
save
another
you,
one. Yeah, his
Dwan.
Scorch just destroyed us. That's really
Use my
unfortunate
gratitude.
that our opponent's playing Scorch in a deck where he has giant minions. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. And especially, we're like 2-4k MMR, something like that. So it's really weird to see someone playing a card like that. I don't really understand it, and it doesn't make any sense to me, but that's all right. We will go to game number 3. I'll see you guys there. All right, guys, let's jump into the third game. Oh my god, that mulligan deck made me so mad. I just don't know why you would play Scorch in a deck. Also, the game is mocking me. I don't know why you would play Scorch in a deck where you're trying to get big units. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. Like, Gerald Igni
There will
makes
be
sense.
no negotiation.
Okay, this is going to be a tricky matchup. We may go 1 and 2 today. Ithne is a very tough matchup for us. We need to find... Okay, so we have Blue Stripe Scout. That's really important. We also need Thaler because we need to get card advantage. Dandelion is good. Temerian Infantry is also pretty strong here. We don't have any of the Witchers, and I don't think we want any of the Witchers. We definitely want Renew. Renew is one of the best cards for us. The problem is we want Dandelion at the end of the game because we want to play our golds in round 3. I think everything else here is fine. It's like a pretty solid opening hand. Like, I really don't think there's anything we want to mulligan here. I guess Reinforced Ballista doesn't do that much. Cool. So we'll lead with a siege support.
What do you want?
The armor it gives is really powerful. Oh, I forgot to full test.
Ho ho, I sense trouble.
And that also shouldn't matter because I think we're passing here.
I mean, they've not forgotten me. That's nice.
This is an interesting question. Like, Philippa's not that good, but she is gold, which has merits. But I think Lambert is just going to be better. Because if we Lambert, we can also win the round. Like, winning round 1 is pretty good, but also we need to be... Okay, so... We don't want to go down 2 cards here, but we also want to... This is really tricky. This is really tough. I don't know how to play this. If we play Lambert here, we win the round. But then we go down 2 cards against Spellitel, which is most likely going to be a disaster. I think it's better just to let... We can also renew Ciri. I didn't even think about that. which could be no, because... Alright, so let's say we win. He gets Siri back, so we can't renew it. So it's better just to pass here. And I think that's fine. We just want to keep things that aren't Witchers, so we will do that. We'll full test here. That was a misplay to not full test. I still forget to do that from time to time. I think it happens to everyone. It's... I'm also still really on tilt from that game. Like, I just cannot believe he was running Scorch in that deck. Really? Whoa. I would not have done that if I were him. I think we want to play the Infantrymen. That's probably going to be our best bet. It thins our deck the most and every other card we want.
Come to Pappy!
We could have also played Dandelion to resurrect it next turn, but if we can resurrect Siri off of Dandelion, that's better. I cannot believe he cold passed right there. That was crazy. And we have double blue stripe scout, which is always going to be good. And we are not mulliganing because we do not want to draw Witchers. We want to bait out Epidemic, so I think we'll start with a... No, we're going to start with full test. I don't know what I'm doing. We are obviously starting with full test.
Crush those vermin!
Seems weird to let some... If you're playing a Spell-a-Tell deck, like, to let you go this long into the game, like, that just seems really strange. We'll play a Elect here.
Long live, etc., etc.
Committing 2 to a row when we have this much power is fine, because if he weathers, like, we don't care. Also, now that this is down in power, we can use the siege support to start setting up our other plays.
Trouble approaches.
Which is really good. I just didn't want this to die to Epidemic. Alzur's Thunder is annoying. Alzur's Thunder is actually, like, one of the most annoying... I should have baited some more, maybe. Play the other Night Elect here. We'll keep everything in the rain row. The rain isn't really hitting us right now.
We were not the ones to start this war.
Okay. Not the ones to start this war, that is true. So I guess we just play a Reinforced Ballista. It has no good targets here. Wow. Why would you kill that and not one of these? What? Do we want to start clearing weather? Yes.
Bloody non-humans.
It's really weird that our opponent did that. That's annoying, but fine.
But we're broke as shit peddlers.
It's like he... I find that very suspicious, what just happened. Frost is fine. We're still up by so much. We'll just Death Mold. Do we want a Death Mold or do we want a Scout? I think Scout's better.
Bloody non-humans.
We just want our opponent to use up as many resources as possible.
There will be no negotiation.
And Death Mold is going to clear most things anyway. That's fine. We'll go get Siri. We'll put her out of harm's way just in case he has another D-Shackles. Case in point. We are also going to go play Dandelion now. Also out of harm's way.
For you, my friend, always.
We are going to buff these two, and then it doesn't matter. We'll just buff a Reinforced Ballista. We want to get him his Dole Bathanas against... It's only on 12. What is that, 12?
Blathana!
An 11. And we'll Death Mold.
As you command, Your Majesty.
Then we will clear skies. Yeah, playing around the Epidemic was really what I wanted. This doesn't play around Scorch, unfortunately, which is
Time for this.
Oh, it does. We do play around Scorch. I hate how these show up on the end of the row, although Skellig Storm does the opposite of what it used to, right? Okay. So you have 2 more in hand. If he does, he got us.
Kayam!
Right, 13, 13. No, that's not enough. That's only 51.
Kayadmel and Shay.
Nice. So we pulled it out. I misplayed with the Foltest, although, truth be told, I don't think... This is a really interesting matchup where I think, like, obviously, yes, I did not intentionally mean to not play Foltest round 1, but I will say that if you're playing against Spellitel or Spell Nilfgaard, it's probably right to actually hold on to Foltest until round 3, because the fact that he's a 5-strength gold is much better than any of the buffs you're going to get, because the buffs don't matter, right? The buffs, as long as you save your Witchers for round 3, the fact that he's a gold unit is much more important. So those are the games. This is an awesome deck. A lot of fun. Not quite as cool as my Theorycraft Thursday deck this week, but still, it's a good time. Hope you guys enjoy it. I'm Joseph Scalise. Thank you for tuning into the Noble Gwentry. I will see you all for the next Deck of the Week next Wednesday. Peace out, guys.